All right, what if you could win almost any argument? I'm serious. There's a secret to it, and no, it's not some new life hack you saw online. This is a 2,000-year-old technique, and it comes from one of the greatest minds in all of history.
I mean, really think about it for a second. That tense meeting at work, a big family discussion, or even just a friendly debate with your friends. How do you get what you want using just your words? Well, it's not magic, it's a skill. And today we are breaking down the entire playbook.
And here's the wild part, the secret, the playbook. It was written over 2,000 years ago. We're talking about Aristotle. So no, this isn't some modern fad. It's ancient wisdom that you could argue is more important right now than it's ever been.
So what did he call this superpower?
Rhetoric.
Now that sounds kind of academic, but all it really means is the art of seeing the available means of persuasion. Think of it like the ultimate toolbox for communicating effectively. And lucky for us, he laid it all out.
All right, let's get into it. The very first rule from Aristotle's playbook is honestly a total game changer. Here it is. The most powerful arguments, they're not about blaming people for what happened in the past or even complaining about the present. Nope, they're all about shaping the future.
See, Aristotle saw three basic types of speech. You've got forensic, which is kind of like being a courtroom detective. It's all about arguing what happened in the past. Then there's epidictic, which is like giving a toast at a wedding, celebrating or blaming someone in the present. But the one that actually gets things done, the one that creates change, is deliberative. And that's all about the future.
And this is the core strategy right here. If you want to get people to act, you have to give them a vision of the future. It can either be a dream they desperately want to achieve or a nightmare they absolutely have to avoid.
Take Ronald Reagan, for example. When he argued against Medicare, he didn't just bore people with a list of policy points. No way. He painted this vivid picture of a future you should fear, a future where freedom was just a memory. It was a super powerful, future-focused warning.
But then you have the flip side. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't just list all the injustices happening in the present. He inspired a whole movement by painting this incredibly hopeful picture of a future worth fighting for, his famous dream. So you see, one's a warning, one's a promise, but both are perfect examples of this powerful future-focused persuasion.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, how do I actually build one of these arguments about the future? Well, Aristotle didn't leave us hanging. He gave us a trinity of tools to get it done: ethos, pathos, and logos. Let's open up this persuasion toolkit.
First up, we have ethos. Think of this as your foundation. Before anyone's even going to listen to a word you say, they have to believe in you. Ethos is all about establishing your credibility and showing that you're someone they can trust.
Just look at how Winston Churchill did this. When he was speaking to the US Congress, he immediately established his ethos. He framed himself as this lifelong fighter for democracy, and by doing that, he instantly built a bridge of shared values. Suddenly, this foreign audience was ready to listen to what he had to say.
So, Aristotle basically gives us a simple three-part checklist for building your ethos. First, you've got to highlight your virtue. Show that you share the same values as your audience. Second, demonstrate your expertise. You have to prove you know what you're talking about. And finally, and this one's key, show your disinterest. You have to make it clear you're arguing for the greater good, not just for your own personal gain.
All right, next up in our trinity is pathos. This is the appeal to emotion. And let me tell you, in our modern age of social media and a 24/7 news cycle, this one is an absolute giant. A lot of the time, the fastest way to get to someone's mind is to go straight through their heart. But you have to be careful, because pathos is a double-edged sword. It doesn't have its own morality. The exact same appeal to a shared identity can be used to rally people for peace, or it can be used to stir up hatred and incite a war. It really is all about the intention behind it.
And believe me, you are surrounded by this stuff every single day. Ads that promise to fix your insecurities, car commercials that are really selling a feeling of power, political rallies designed to whip up passion, and of course, news headlines that are literally engineered to make you feel something so you'll click.
And that brings us to our final tool, logos. This is the appeal to logic and reason. This is the intellectual backbone of your argument. It's all about using facts and structure to build a case that is so reasonable, so well put together, that it just feels undeniable. Just think about Sojourner Truth's incredible "Ain't I a Woman" speech. She uses pure, undeniable logic. She doesn't get fancy, she just presents the evidence, her own physical strength, and then she asks a simple, devastating question that completely dismantles the other side's argument. That is logos in action.
And here's a key point. Logos isn't just about dumping a bunch of data on people.
That's boring. The best logical arguments use tools like analogies to make complex ideas clear, real-world examples to make them relatable, and, of course, a rock-solid structure that makes it impossible to ignore.
Okay, so now you have the toolkit, ethos, pathos, and logos. But we have to talk about something really important. This is a powerful set of tools, and like any power, it can be used to build a better world, or it can be used to burn it all down.
I mean, just think about that contrast. You can use these exact same tools to unite people around an inspiring dream like Martin Luther King Jr. did. Or you can use them to incite fear with misinformation and things that just aren't true. The tools are identical. It's the intent and the outcome that are worlds apart.
So there you have it. That's the code, the 2,000-year-old blueprint for persuasion. And you should think of this as your new secret weapon, not just for making your own case more effectively, but for understanding how the world is constantly trying to persuade you. So how do you put this into practice in your own life? Well, it all comes down to strategy. Before you even open your mouth, you have to ask yourself 4 questions. Who is my audience? What is my real purpose here? Is this the right place to have this conversation? And is this the right time? If you can get those 4 things right, you're already halfway to winning.
But honestly, maybe the most important takeaway here isn't even about becoming a better persuader yourself. It's about developing a shield. It's about learning to recognize when these incredibly powerful tools are being used on you. That knowledge gives you the power to think critically and to resist being manipulated. From now on, I promise you, you are going to see it everywhere. From the commercials on TV, to the news articles you read, to the speeches politicians give. You'll start spotting ethos, pathos, and logos. The patterns are going to become undeniable. So, the only real question left is, now that you know the code, how are you going to use it?